Hello, everybody, and welcome to the director's cut, the director's commentary of the short film I created called Chrono Key. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be watching this together with y'all, kind of, I guess you could say, and I'll be giving some information about it, like behind the scenes stuff and all that, and just my thoughts on the film as I'm watching it. So let's get this started, shall we?
Springtime, you got the sun shining, a
All
little
right,
bit of
I already
rain
want
will
to
get
pause
the
it for a
flowers
second.
growing.
So, this song right here, I actually picked this for a specific reason. When I was trying to figure out what song I should use for the film, like throughout for the background track, I wanted something that would actually kind of fit with the representation of a time loop kind of um, passing of time, something that would symbolize that. And I thought this was a good choice for that because it showed um, time passing with the song. If you actually listen to the lyrics, it talks about springtime and stuff like that in the beginning, and then further on in the song, actually the second half of the movie, it's starting to move into autumn and mentioning fireflies and the passing of time. So I thought it was a good fit for the film personally. But let's move on and see the rest.
Springtime, you make me wanna smile.
Just caught myself
Springtime,
doing that.
you got the sun
Uh,
shining, a
I got something to say about this too, the sound effect. So, this sound effect right here, I actually kind of had to laugh. Early on in this project, we were actually submitting it to the instructor as a school assignment, and when I submitted this film in just the I believe it was the rough no, it wasn't the rough footage. Yeah, it might have been the rough footage, the rough cut. I got complimented on the effects and all that, and I honestly had to make like laugh to myself a little bit because I didn't do any effects at that point in time. Literally, what he heard was the noise of the door, and just it was reversed because I didn't have another shot of the door closing, so I just um, reversed the same shot of it opening so it would close. And yeah, it was just it just kind of made me laugh. He complimented on the sound effects a little bit, and I'm like, I haven't done any sound effects, but thank you. I actually ended up using that in the noise for the final cut, along with some other door tracks, door noise tracks that I ended up acquiring from Motion Array, I believe is what it was.
What was
This is my dad, Jan Hall. He actually does not like acting. He absolutely hates doing these films, but he's the only person I have to use as an actor, and so he does it reluctantly, but he does it. It causes some interesting stuff on set and butting heads here and there, but yeah, we get it done. We have fun throughout it. Eventually.
must have been the dogs?
If you're wondering why I'm looking down, by the way, I'm looking at the screen to watch it with y'all. Now, the 5 a.m. part actually ties along with a wider story because this short film can be combined in some other short films I've made into a longer movie. So the 5 a.m. part, while it matters in the long run of the wider film, this part it's just there basically. We actually went through a carton of eggs about shooting this too. We ate so many eggs, like 2-3 days of shooting for this. I gotta pause it right there. So I am not happy with this shot in particular. Don't get me wrong; it looks good. I can see the string work myself. Besides the string work, still looks good, but the sound is terrible. Literally, I took the door sound, if I remember right, changed the reverb, added it there, because there was no noise at all with these cabinets, really, when they were opening. And in the script, it said that the squeaking is what he heard. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent. That's just something that personally I don't like about the final output of the film. And if I am to ever redo this or re-edit it, that is the first thing I'm changing.
What was that? Something break? How did this key get here? What would you go to?
Now, this box and the key, it has a wider purpose other than just this time loop, but I really don't want to get into it too much because it will spoil the bigger movie. If people want to know a little bit about it, let me know, and I'll see what information I can give. Now, the wire work on this shot, we actually have it running. I don't know if you can see my mouse right now, but we have the wire running this way, and it's going behind this and behind the computer off to the left. And I'm over, or was I standing in the closet for this one? No, standing off to the side because I'm pulling the wire, or Dad was pulling the wire. One of us was pulling the wire and making the door open. And we, like, for this and the cabinet shot, we probably have 40 plus takes of each, roughly.
What was that? Hello, is there anybody there?
Tell me if anyone sees what's wrong with this shot. Let me know in the
I
comments.
see you left something on the porch.
I see it glaringly, but maybe y'all don't notice. I'm not gonna call myself out on it.
I didn't notice.
We'll see. We'll see. Now this box, it was actually supposed to be a whole different design when we first started doing this. I was going to have it 3D printed, but the print failed prior to us shooting it. And here, actually, I'll go into more detail about it. We can get a better look at it here. Yeah, okay, this is a good area. But yeah, this box wasn't our original box. Originally, it was going to be a 3D printed box that was being created by a friend of mine, and it was going to be shipped to me. But the 3D print failed, and what I ended up having to do is I went to I think it was like Goodwill or something down the road, and I just found this like cloth silver jewelry box. I really wish I took some like before and after pictures. I might, maybe I'll include them after the fact in this. We'll see. But oh, the box. But yeah, the box failed to print, and I ended up going to the Goodwill and I bought a silver box, like I said. And I ended up cutting a bunch of foam, as you can see on the edges, and just kind of made some designs. Honestly, they remind me of the chevrons from like Stargate, if I'm being 100% honest, now that I'm looking at this. And then I just kind of poked a hole through the box so it acted as a keyhole, and I painted like 30 layers of just black paint on top of this. Black and brown, just multiple layers for like 5 days. Real thick. And yeah, this was the final outcome. It wasn't how I pictured when we were writing it and planning everything, but I mean, it turned out fairly well in my opinion. By the way, if anyone hasn't seen this yet, the actual film, stop the video now, go watch the film, come back here. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Now, the clock here. The clock actually does play a role in the greater film. Yet again, this is maybe into spoiler territory for a film that hasn't even been fully written yet. Well, it's been written, but it hasn't been put together. But for this, it was just an object in the box that caught his attention, and I used it as a thing to draw his attention that he would see before he noticed what he sees later on in the film. Now, with there's two things I want to say. My graphics, while in my head when I planned this looked a lot better, I don't mean to trash talk any other production or anything like that, but to me, my light graphic reminds me of something you would have seen back in like the 1990s when it came to Power Rangers, and that makes me laugh in like a nostalgia way. But anyway, the second thing I want to say is I don't know if you've noticed here in this shot, there is now a slight pink hue to all the shots going here from here on out, and that was actually decided by a poll with my Twitch community, and I asked them what color they thought of when they thought of like deja vu or even nostalgia and stuff. The feeling of remembering something. And most people said pink, red. Some people said purple. I don't know, but the majority said like a pinkish, reddish hue, so I went with that.
What was that? Must have been the dogs.
Now, for the second half here, we actually end up speeding everything up really fast. So you're seeing all the same. I shouldn't say all the same because some of these are different shots. So you may be seeing some of the same shots, some new shots, like mixed in here, but it's going at a quicker rate because it's all information you've just seen. And I didn't want to bore y'all with it. So that's why you're seeing everything at a faster pace here. And there's still a slight pink hue that you may not even be aware of if you don't like try to eye it.
I remember this.
Now we're going back into different territory, him remembering this and stuff.
Wait, I remember this.
Oh,
It was deja vu, but this has happened before.
Yeah, so deja vu, this has happened before. I seen an error there that I want to fix because he says I remember this twice.
How long have I been doing this? What? What's that? A piece of paper.
One thing I didn't mean to make a connection here, and this just happened naturally with the film, and I just seen it. But when he says, "How long have I been doing this?" and he's looking at the watch, that's a nice little touch that I didn't even know I planned or set up to possibly happen. So, like, and I didn't even notice it till just now. So that's I like how that worked.
The loop won't stop if closed.
Now, this was actually a big problem I had throughout this movie. My dad, Jan, the actor you see in here, he actually had a few more speaking roles, but there was an issue with the pace and cadence he was using, where it was making it very difficult to cut together. So we ended up actually having to drop a lot of the speaking roles and just had motions and actions and like you've seen stuff instead of him saying it and still got the same information without missing out on anything. I also had an issue here where in this scene, I didn't even think about it, but every time we would start rolling the camera, he started with the box closed and would then open it. So that's why you see here he's it sounds kind of rushed and cut off. That's because he already opened the box with it there and then started his line. So it could have been better, but I still like how it turned out. But now we're getting to the main who my dad says is the star of the show. So let's get to it.
The loop should be broken, right?
Bruno, a crazy dog. And no one's mentioned this, but in the credits, I said always causing trouble with his toys, Bruno the dog. Now, The reason behind that is my dog, I was actually hoping to catch this on camera, but we didn't get a chance to, is he has a tendency to go crazy, throw his toys, and he doesn't intentionally trying to knock stuff off the shelves or hit people with them. And he actually adds force behind it. And yeah, so pretty much I was hoping to get him to try to throw the toy in the box. He really didn't do it, so that's me throwing the toy, making the lid fall. But yeah, he's always causing mischief with his toys and breaking stuff, so I had to add the little Easter egg into the credits. I think that's it. Oh wow. All right, but yeah, that is the film Chrono Key. It is my second short film I've done, second narrative short film I've done, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. If anyone has any questions about it or anything I didn't cover, let me know in the comments, and I will either make a, depending on how many questions we have, I can make an updated video, or I'll just reply to you on the comments. Either way, hope your day's going good. Catch y'all next time. Peace.